Red Hickey.
Hey, y'all. Welcome to the Blue Plate Special. It is real live music right here in beautiful downtown Knoxville, Tennessee. It's not too bad of a day today. Not too hot, just kind of mild here today. Feel free to come join us if you like. If you can't be here with us, know that you can jump on over there to the WDVX YouTube channel and our Facebook Live where it is streaming right now. Today, our guest has come over from Germantown, North Carolina. You all give a great big welcome to the return of Caleb Caudle to the Blue Plate Special.
Hey, thanks for having me back. Yeah, it's super good to be back here. I was trying to think on the way over here, is this my third or fourth Blue Plate Special? But I don't know. It's always a fun time. So we're here and we're promoting my new record, Sweet Critters, that comes out in a couple weeks. So these are all brand new songs, and I'm just gonna go for it. This one's called Heaven Sometimes, and on the record, my friend Allison Russell sings this one with me.
It all seemed so simple when I started down a crooked road with sparkle in my eye. I fell too deep and became broken hearted. Heard a lot of fools say it doesn't hurt to try. When I get like this, I look for peace in the steel of the woods, the moss on the trees. Stand alone in the horsefly heat while the fiddleheads unfurl. And it feels just like heaven sometimes. On a day like this, the struggle is more than I can stand, and it feels just like heaven sometimes. Well, I thought I knew the plan like the back of my hand. Chasing down a train that's bound for glory. I can feel my patience slowly growing thin. I got told no every which way you can get told. I got used to losing, and now it's strange to win. When I get like this, I look for peace in the steel of the woods, the moss on the trees. Stand alone in the horsefly heat while the fiddleheads unfurl. And it feels just like heaven sometimes. On a day like this, the struggle is more than I can stand, and it feels just like heaven sometimes. Well, I thought I knew the plan like the back of my hand.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I write a lot of very realistic songs. A lot of people call those sad songs. I just think they're very realistic. We even got a shirt that says "Cloudy with a Chance of Sad Songs." So I wrote this next one as a little tongue-in-cheek thing. It's about how everything always works out perfectly. It's called Hollywood Ending.
The time of year when mosquitoes bite, the air thick, you can cut it with a knife. I only slept 3 winks last night. Well, it all works out, you know. Sometimes I wish all the clocks would break and Father Time wouldn't take. So much has changed since we up and left this place. Well, it all works out, you know. Well, it all works out, eventually floating down a river in a lover's dream. We're only good as the company we keep. You'll never float far from me. I always feel like I'm falling behind. I eat the watermelon down to the Rhine. The drive-in theater is covered up in vines. Well, it all works out, you know. Well, it all works out, eventually floating down a river, a lover's dream. We're only good as the company we keep. You never float far from me. Well, it all works out, eventually floating down a river in a lover's dream. We're only good as the company we keep. You never float far from me. The time of year when mosquitoes bite, the air thick, you can cut it with a knife. I only slept 3 weeks last night.
This is Caleb Caudle with us here today on the Blue Plate special. So, Caleb, well, we'll get to the record here in just a moment. Let's talk a minute about you're living over there in North Carolina now.
Yeah.
It became just convenient for your living situation.
Yeah.
Where did you grow up?
So I grew up in Germantown.
You did?
It's a little north of Winston-Salem, if y'all are familiar with that area. We're like a border county to Virginia at the top of the state. It's called Stokes County. And, yeah, we had a chance to move back there when the lockdown was happening and all touring went away. And we got a chance to be close to family, and we took it, and we've just stayed there. And it's really nice because I tour so much. It's good to be home when I'm home.
There you go. So you've got this new project coming out. It will be out, y'all, August 30th. It's almost born. Technically, it is born, has been born, and it is available at the merch table for the people who happen to be here or along this tour before the 30th. But let's go back to let's talk a bit about this. Are these songs that came out of the pandemic, or are these new songs you've written since then?
I'm sure some of them were born pretty early during that process, but we made the record about a year ago down in Muscle Shoals, Alabama, with John Paul White and Ben Tanner. And I had a whole pile of songs, and we whittled them down to our favorite. I think 12 ended up making the record. So we always say we're going to try to whittle it down as far as it can go, and I just didn't want to lose any more past the 12 that we had.
So you like to tell real life stories, which sometimes end up sad. What's that process? I mean, do you stumble across a situation and a song comes into your head, or are you a person who has to sit down and really say, I'm going to work on this today. Today I'm writing this song. How does it work for you?
I like to think I'm that disciplined, but I think my wife would probably say otherwise. But I just try to, whenever it comes to me, I just try to be aware, have my antenna up at all times. And if I write a line that makes me feel something, I know that somebody else will feel something. So I try to just use that as a compass.
Okay, you said when it comes. What is it? What comes? Is it a is it a lyric? Is it a lick on the guitar? I mean, of something. What
Yeah.
makes that?
All of it. I
that
mean,
one?
I'll take it any way I can get it at this point. I've been writing songs for 20 years, and so I usually just hear it's like either a guitar part or it's a melody. A lot of times, melody will come first, and I'm like, what is this melody in my head and then I'm like, oh, this is something I'm writing right now, and then I have to add words to it, and so words typically come last because I just spend a lot of time editing, and so.
So you said you recorded this down in Muscle Shoals, and a lot of people always talk about, how much fun they have during the recording process. What's the most fun part of making a new record for you?
I mean, kind of being done with it, so I can start another one. But I love it. I love the process. I love it when people push me to be better than how I come in. And so I feel like John and Ben both really push me to try to get the best out of me, and I always like rising to the occasion. So I like the environment of it feeling like everyone's getting the best out of everybody.
What's your least favorite part about recording?
The least favorite part is when it doesn't come out of the speakers the way you think it is in your head, and you have to figure something out and readjust and see what's not working, and then and sometimes that can, I try to just remain just as steady as possible. And with somebody like John, who I trust so much, and it's just really easy to kind of take the sky is falling, and you can kind of get around that pretty easily. You're just like, well, let's just adjust, let's move on. We don't want to get too hung up on this one thing. So we were very good about just going with the flow.
There you go. So for those listening in, August 30th is when Sweet Critters will be streaming out there on all those music platforms. It'll be available on those music shopping platforms as well, and CalebCaudle.com. Lucky people here have the opportunity to stop by the merch table and certainly shake and howdy with them afterwards and just say thank you for being here with us today on the show. Friday, he'll be over in Nashville at Vinyl Tap. Next week, heading over to Charlotte, North Carolina, and looking in Jonesboro, Tennessee, Wake Forest, North Carolina, Highlands, North Carolina, all kinds of gigs coming up. Yeah. CalebCaudle.com. Your September, October, November is pretty busy.
Pretty busy.
People should check that calendar to see if you're coming to a town near them, because most likely you're coming to a town near them. Yeah. It's Caleb Caudle, y'all, on the WDVX Blue Plate Special.
All right, well, I'm going to do another new one. As I mentioned, these are all new from the new record, Sweet Critters. This one's called Kentucky When You Called, and I wrote the chorus in Kentucky. So here you go.
I will take your hope and hurt, your blackberry stains and your thorns in my shirt, your mountain peaks and gloomy days, your hairpin curves and straightaways. I was in Kentucky when you called, with my back to the wall. Stay right there, I'm on my way. I'll find the middle of the maze. I will take your pride and shame, your sunburnt shoulders breeze and your morning rain, your widowmaker overhead, your tiresome grip on a lonely thread. I was in Kentucky when you called, with my back to the wall. Stay right there, I'm on my way. I'll find the middle of the maze. I was in Kentucky when you called, with my back to the wall. Stay right there, I'm on my way. I'll find the middle of the maze. Stay right there, I'm on my way. I'll find the middle of the maze.
Thanks. Thank you so much. I'm going to do a song here called River of Fire, and I wrote this one about the time I got robbed at gunpoint. It took a long time to write this song because it's you have to forgive somebody to write this type of song, and believe it or not, it's pretty hard to forgive somebody after that. So anyways, this one's called River of Fire. And I figured we got a sign in our yard that says practice radical empathy. And so I'm trying to practice what I preach here. So
buildings crumbling in my mind, I'm not here. Walking backwards through a door until I disappear. The story on the stained glass isn't the same when the sun's not shining through and the moon don't even know my name. River of fire, I'm ashamed 'cause I've misused your heat. Your flame's a reflection of me, and it hurts knowing who I can be sometimes. Down the barrel of a gun, looked in his eyes. He was scared too, but he got my wallet. I was shaken but alive. We all just want the same thing, no matter what it takes, to be heard and understood and given a fair shake. River of fire, I'm ashamed 'cause I've misused your heat. Your flame's a reflection of me, and it hurts knowing who I can be sometimes. River of fire, well, I knew you were me all along, and I've watched as you've flown and you've grown, and it hurts knowing what I have shown sometimes, knowing who I can be sometimes, knowing what I let slide. River of fire, river of fire.
thanks so much. Thanks so much. Hopefully you don't experience that. All right, here's one called the Devil's Voice, and I think we all have one of those. It's a story song. I like telling stories. This one's a look at a person who's struggling. So if you know anybody like that, lend them a hand.
Diana liked to go out drinking with her friends every single night. Her cousin Dan had a cover band at the Brown Jug. They played it tight. They set her right up with the Boilermaker as soon as she walked in. Old man John back behind the bar knew her when she was a kid. She said the devil's voice sounds a whole lot like mine. Woke up in her boots on the living room couch, wet dog nose on her cheek. She let him out and walk around the house, ignore the dishes in the sink, go places on the TV that she never really go. Never once met a stranger in her life, never really got too close. She said the devil's voice sounds a whole lot like mine. Mother only sees the rust and the dust, not what makes her shine. A couple of friends are concerned for sure, they rarely ever speak their mind. She's got the tools and the know-how, she just can't fix her past. Wasting away a little more each day, praying that tonight might last. She said the devil's voice sounds a whole lot like mine. Yeah, the devil's voice sounds a whole lot like mine. Like mine.
Thanks, y'all.
This is Caleb Caudle with us here today on the Blue Plate Special. Real quickly, I just need to mention support for the WDVX Blue Plate Special comes from listeners just like yourselves from Barley's down in Knoxville's Old City. It's home of the Big Plate on Fridays. Carolina Bluegrass Style will be with us this Friday on the Big Plate. You can find out more about that at WDVX.com. Support also comes from Visit Knoxville and the Senior Financial Group, your neighborhood Medicare partner. For more than 30 years, Senior Financial Group's been on a mission to make Medicare more affordable. Information and assistance available at sfgmedicare.com and 865-777-0153. So we were talking a minute ago about the new project being available a little in advance here today, but not only is that kind of special, but today's the very first day you've got to put them on out there in the world. What's it like is it like Christmas when you get that box in the mail?
It's great, yeah. Especially when everything's spelled right, and no, it's really fun. I still light up when I open up the first box and pull it out, because it goes from being this idea in your head, and then at the end of it, you have this physical product. And I grew up going to record stores, and so it was always a really special thing for me to see, wow.
And nowadays, there's no guarantee you're actually going to get the physical copies before the tour starts. I see it time and time and time again. And the CD release is tomorrow night, and we're hoping the CDs are going to be here. That kind of thing. But It happens. It's all a result of that thing that happened a few years back. Everything kind of got whacked. That and the fact that everybody decided they want vinyl all at the same time. That's a new thing too. So, are you going to put yours out on vinyl?
Yeah, we got it over here.
Oh, you do have it.
It's printed on what we're calling fiddlehead green vinyl, and it was pressed over in Asheville by the folks at Citizen. They did a really great job.
Awesome. Well, again, that opportunity to stop by the merch table afterwards. Y'all, Caleb's going to do a few more tunes for us here today, so it's Caleb Caudle on the Blue Plate Special.
Thank you. Yeah, and thanks again for being here. I'm going to do the title track now for the new record. It's called Sweet Critters, another story song, and I wrote this one on tour, which is a very rare thing for me. Usually I'll just write snippets, and then when I get home, I'll kind of sift through it all and see what I got, and if anything makes sense enough to chase down a song, I'll do it that way. But I wrote this one on tour, and I liked it enough to call a record after it.
She collected feathers and little brass figurines. He'd split the wood and put vinegar on his screens. Carol Lee and Jerry Ann met so young, and they glowed on up until the curtains close, evergreen and growing, both born to really steal the show, dance until the light grows dim. She's a blue ribbon knitter, his ankle hurts when it rains. They're both sweet critters crossing the interstate. Over time they became one, like second-day soup, and they glow on up until the curtains close, evergreen and growing, both born to really steal the show, dance until the light grows dim. He's struggling with the stairs, she's so scared, but they glow on up until the curtains close, evergreen and growing, both born to really steal the show, dance until the light grows dim. Dance until the light grows dim.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much. I'm going to do one here. It's going to be the final single off the record on the week that it releases. It's called The Brim. And I've written a lot of love songs through the years, but this one is my favorite one. And on the record, we've got Aoife O'Donovan singing this one with me. It's really beautiful. When you have a singer who is as good as Aoife, you just send them the track and say, do your thing. And they do their thing, and it comes back more magical than you could have ever dreamt up. So it's a good thing you didn't tell them what to do. This is the kind of love song you write when you're a decade in. It's called The Brim.
Will you drive for miles with a dream like wind chime of a smile? You gave the wooden gate a flame, and you might have as well been getting out of a limousine. If you haven't bad dreams, Did you sleep at home? You don't go easy on yourself. Is it how it seems? Are you feeling small? Just know there ain't nobody else who could take my empty heart and fill it to the brim. Will you show your truth? Loud as acorns pouring down on a tin roof. You claw, claw, claw right through the dirt. Uncover every last bit of love that you deserve. Did you have a bad dream? Did you sleep at home? You don't go easy on yourself. Is it how it seems? Are you feeling small? Just know there ain't nobody else who could take my empty heart and fill it to the brim. Did you have a bad dream? Did you sleep at home? You don't go easy on yourself. And is it how it seems? Are you feeling small? Just know there ain't nobody else who could take my empty heart and fill it to the brim. Fill it to the brim.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Thanks. Well, I'm going to finish things off with a song that's off the new record called Knee Deep Blues, and I can't thank WDVX enough for spinning this one. I know it's in rotation here.
Before he does that last tune, y'all, let me remind you once again to the folks listening in who may have tuned in late, the new project, Sweet Critters, comes out August 30th out there. CalebCaudle.com for more information. And again, heads up Nashville Friday. He'll be at the Vinyl Tap. And like I said, the tour schedule gets very heavy. September, October, November. So check it out right there on the website. Y'all here in the house, feel free to stop by the merch table. But certainly, shake and howdy with him. And certainly just thank him for coming down over to be here with us today on the show and making some music for us. I'll start that by saying thank you myself. I appreciate you being here. Now, coming up tomorrow, Neil O'Neill will be here with us along with Carrie Schneider. So make some plans and join us again tomorrow for another Blue Blade special. We are listener supported. There's always a little donation bucket back there in the back of the room. A little love in the bucket keeps the good music going. Caleb Caudle. Got one last tune for us here today, dear?
I do. It's when you're feeling down and out and you don't want to feel that way. This one's called Knee Deep Blues. Thank you so much for being here and stopping by, listening to these songs. We do have some stuff over here, like she was saying. So come say hey, and I'll see you next time.
Demons pile up, sing a ballad to an empty room, poison in the cup, curse the night in the light of a scarlet moon. I fell down the stairs like a bucket of rusty nails. I ran out of breath, the bloodhounds on my trail, darker than a premonition. Black feathers in the kitchen. Well, I don't want to think like that. 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 Fell in a fiery lake. I can't handle the evening news. Dug a shallow grave. Now I'm standing here knee deep in the blues. I saw birds of prey circling the drain for blood, and I roam 90 miles through thick dark delta mud, choking on the siren's perfume. Copperhead loose in the bedroom. No. Well, I don't wanna think like that. I don't wanna think like that. I don't wanna think like that. No, no, I don't wanna think like that. 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 I don't wanna think like that.
Thanks so much, Al. Have a good day.
Caleb Caudle, y'all. Thank you, and join us next time for more real live music on the Blue Plate Special.